Today I'm going to be potting up 2 porterweeds into a standard trade gallon. This will be Midnight Moon. You can see we write on the pots with a Sharpie paint marker to keep our varieties and cultivars separated. This can last for years, in fact, and you can just scrape it off with a knife or the edge of your clippers, something along that line. The pot I'm using has nice big holes for good drainage, and I won't have to worry about my plants staying too wet. First thing I'm going to do is put a little dirt in the bottom, get closer to the right height. This little lip on the inside here, that's really your fill line. This is a little Midnight Moon porterweed. It's got a couple of lower leaves that are turning yellow. And you can leave those, or I may pick them off to make it look prettier. And check for any weeds. There's a little weed right there. Be sure to get them by the roots. And clean the trash off. Now I'll just squeeze the pot just a little bit and turn it upside down, and it'll come right out. Nice sturdy root system. It's not going to fall apart on me while I'm trying to work with it. Set it in here and see if it's at the right height. That's a little bit high. I'm going to take a little bit of soil out. Check it again. That's pretty good. I'm going to put a little Osmocote in the bottom. It's a 1414 Scott's Osmocote. It's a slow release, non-burning fertilizer I can use on anything. I'm going to put enough soil in. Just firm enough so the plant stays where it's at. You can shake it a little bit. That'll help even that soil out. But if you look right there, you can really see the surface of that root ball. And I want the surface of that root ball even with the top of the soil once I'm finished watering the plant in. I'm going to do another one now. This is going to be Fiercely Fuchsia porterweed, one of our pink porterweeds. And there it is. Looks like the grasshopper's got a hold of it. It too is getting a little bit yellow on the lower leaves. That's telling me it got a little bit dry. We'll check and pull any weeds. Be sure you get the roots. And I'll get any trash out of here. Once again, I'll just lightly squeeze the pot. I'm not trying to crush it, just loosen it. Put your hand over the pot, turn it upside down, push on the bottom. I got a nice solid root system. Put a little dirt in the bottom of the pot. Check my height. That's pretty close. A lot of times I'll twist the root ball back and forth, maybe a quarter of a turn or so. Just help to make sure it has good contact with the bottom of the soil. I like that, so I'm going to put a little fertilizer in it. Add enough dirt so that it ends up at the right level. Again, I'm just lightly firming this in. Just enough to keep the plant staying where I want it. This is the soil surface here. You can kind of see right there. The next step, the most important step, is watering them in. So the first thing we're going to do, this hose has been laying in the sun. The temperature can get scalding hot in there. I'm going to run it till it cools off. We don't want to expose our roots of our new plants to temperatures that can actually scald you. Notice I'm using a nice water breaker. I got a shut-off nozzle, which is real handy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the pot up 3 times. Fill it up, Let that drain through. That's going to help eliminate any air pockets, give the root ball good contact with the surrounding soil. Sometimes you can see big air bubbles pop up. But this is the most important step. One thing I want to do is I want to watch where my original root ball is. I can feel it right there. You can see a few little surface roots. So I'm going to fill it up one more time. 3 times is the minimum, and that's about right. Each time it gets a little slower when it goes through, just because it's filling up all those little air and all the little voids between the soil particles. And also, when you water, if you water from the top, as the water passes through the soil, fresh air is kind of sucked in behind it, and roots need oxygen. So that one's all done. Now we'll do fiercely fuchsia. One thing I like to do is get my plants where they're going to stay before I water them in. I'm out here in the road just so you can have a good view of what's going on. We'll water the fiercely fuchsia the same way. Good water breakers are hard to beat. Makes it like a real soft rain. And I could have picked off those lower yellow leaves, but sometimes they'll actually green back up and instead of dropping. We use a nice porous soil, lots of moisture and air spaces. If you take a plant like this that's just been watered in and put it on a wagon, and the wagon goes across the bumpy whatever, all those little air spaces we were trying to maintain will actually collapse. And so that's why I put my plants where I intend for them to stay for at least the next day or so. Check and make sure we can see that original root ball. If it's too high or too low, we may have to go back and repot it. But that's about right. Sometimes you can see a few little white roots right there, those surface roots. That's important, they need air.